Here is my long-awaited video on how to make these viral cinnamon scrolls. It is literally the best recipe I've ever tasted, so please watch the whole video and don't skip any parts for best results. So here are the ingredients you need for the dough, which is 3/4 of a cup of milk, 1 packet of dry yeast, or you can use normal yeast, depends, 1/4 of a cup of caster sugar, and around 60 grams of butter, and we will be melting that in the microwave, 1 egg, and then melt your butter until it's fully melted, and then you're going to grab your stand mixer because this recipe requires a stand mixer. Also heat the milk in the microwave for 30 seconds or until lukewarm. And then we're going to pour that into the stand mixer bowl, as well as sprinkling the yeast above the milk. So we want to dissolve it by stirring it in. But I'm also going to put the stand mixer bowl into the stand mixer and attach the paddle attachment just so that the yeast can get more mixed in, if you know what I mean. And then we're going to keep the paddle attachment on while adding some of the other ingredients. Once this yeast is dissolved, the caster sugar, and then the butter, and then the eggs. And then we'll also need 2 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And add it in, but don't add it all at the same time, and just mix it until it's mixed in but not mixed in, if you know what I mean. And then you're going to switch the paddle attachments before it's all mixed in to the dough hook. And then start off slow, but slowly add the rest of the flour in while it's mixing. And it's gonna look like it's dry and that it needs milk, but just trust the process. But if yours is too watery, just add more flour. But anyways, just keep mixing it until it becomes more of a dough. It will become a dough, trust me. And you want to make it like it should be soft and have an elastic feel to the dough, if you know what I mean, and smooth. And you can get your hands and make it more smooth. But then we're going to put it into a bowl, and then you're going to drizzle some olive oil or any oil you want over it, just so it doesn't stick to the bowl while it's poofing, I think that's the word. And we're going to put it in a warm place. I'm just going to put it in this sunny area I have for 30 minutes or until it's doubled in size. So here it is, doubled in size. Now we're going to making the filling. So you will need 1 cup of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon seasoning, the one you can just get in those little jars. And then we'll also need 115 grams of butter, softened or almost melted, so you can use the microwave. We will be also using cream, but not right now, so I won't tell you that. Anyways, we're gonna flour a surface and put our dough in, and then we're gonna roll it out to a 9 by 14 inch rectangle using a rolling pin. So here I am just doing that, but I accidentally hit my phone, so it fell over and didn't finish recording. But this is what it should do. So make sure to have the flour so it doesn't stick to it. And then here's what the thing should look like. And then you're going to put the filling on and leave a 1/4 inch border all around. So this, it's okay if it doesn't look perfect. And then for me, I'm going to add some raspberries because I want some raspberry cinnamon scrolls, since I've already made this recipe 2 other times. Anyways, and then we're going to roll this into a tight log starting from the 14-inch side, and make sure the seam is down at the end. So yeah, and then we're going to cut it into 4/4 half, and then put those halves in half, and then cut those quarters into 3 rolls each. So you should end up with 12 rolls like this in a grease dish. And we're going to put a tea towel over and put it in another warm area for 1 more hour until it is poofed up a bit. So this is what your cinnamon rolls should look like after an hour of poofing up. And then we're just going to set our oven to 180 or 350 Fahrenheit. And then we're going to use 1 cup of heavy cream or thickened cream and put that into the microwave for 30 seconds or until lukewarm. I think I did 40 seconds since mine was a bit, cold. Anyways, and after you do that, we're going to pour it all over the cinnamon rolls. Don't worry if it goes in the pan, they will expand and soak it up. We want it to do that. So I'm just going to speed up this little here because you really want to just make sure you get it all over the cinnamon rolls perfectly. And then you're just going to put it in the oven for around 25 to 30 minutes or until golden brown. I had to do it for a little longer, but it's okay. So this is what my cinnamon rolls came out looking like. And now we're going to be making the icing. So you need 120 grams of cream cheese and around 60 grams of butter and 1 cup of powdered sugar. I ended up using more because I kind of melted my butter, which you're not supposed to do. Just make sure your butter gets to softened, not melted, because yeah, you'll see in a few clips. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then this is where I realized, you know, my butter shouldn't be really like melted, but it's okay. I fixed it. You just, if your butter or your icing just looks really yellow, you want it to be like pale white. So just add more powdered sugar and you'll be fine. It just might taste a bit sweeter. Anyways, so that's what it looks like. And then since my cinnamon scroll was raspberry flavored, I ended up putting some raspberries in my icing, which just turned it pink. And then after that, you just need to put all the icing on the cinnamon rolls. They don't look that aesthetic right now, but here is what the cinnamon roll came out like. It was delicious, and they are best served when they are warm. And if you want to store them, just put them in a container in the fridge for 3 days. It'll be fine. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you want another baking video or not, and make sure to like and subscribe. Bye!